This video is addressing the fact that some people have issues sending out of their hosting account on our IPs due to arbitrary blocks by other entities. And the fact of the matter is these entities, AT&T, Gmail, Hotmail, Outlook, etc., Verizon, they will not block each other. Even if they get a billion pieces of spam, they will not block the other one. Whereas in our case, one of our end users, clients, sends us a spam mail or what's perceived to be a spam mail to an entity and they block the IP. Well, there's an easy way to get around this and use those big entities to configure your email service. So what you do is you set up your email address normally as you would with your hosting account, but set the outbound settings to the outbound email server of your ISP. You may need to contact them for those credentials. In any event, here's how it's done. Let's say that the domain that I'm hosting here is mydomain.com. So I'll type in joe@mydomain.com. And then I'll go ahead and put in my password. And then how do I want my people to see the who it's coming from? And I'll put Joe. And this is what they'll see when they get an email. It'll just say Joe in it. And this has my hosted domain. And we'll go and tell it to manually configure these server settings. So next, I'll go ahead and use the regular one, joe@mydomain.com. In our case, we require SSL and authentication text and the logon username and the server address. The outgoing server information, this is where it gets a little tricky. You use that of your ISP, whatever they give you. The host, ISP, hostname.com, whatever port they tell you to use, whether it requires us, this is all on them. And that's it. That's all there is to it. So all one needs to really do is configure just the sending. So for already configured email accounts, just go in and choose in your email client and choose which servers are which, and you can see here for the outgoing mail server, just use your ISP. Change those settings right there, and you can for the outgoing mail server, be sure to go down here and put the settings your ISP gave you, and whether they need secure authentication or not. And that's all there is to it. This is actually one of the simplest cures, but it's so simple that I guess nobody thinks of it, but it's easy as pie. And if your ISP has issues with you sending email out of their server, like you're spamming or something, then you need to accuse you of spamming or something. Then what you need to do is reconsider the emails you're sending out and work with them on that, because that means the receivers will probably also see it as spam. That's all there is to it, easy peasy. And so the inbound, anybody replies to my email, it goes to my domain. Everything has my domain written on it. It's just which outgoing server one's using. It doesn't get any simpler than that. So if you're having trouble with the outbound email deliverability for any reason, inbound is a different story. But if it's outbound, contact your ISP, get the outbound server credentials, information that you need, the port number, of course the outgoing mail host name, that's what you replace from a normal one, and then the outgoing login information, account name and the password, and whether they use SSL or not. And they should give you all that information without any issue. And here this is in Windows Live Mail, which was similar to Windows Outlook Express. You just go to the advanced button here and set the email, the outbound server, to whatever you want, whatever your ISP tells you, that is, not whatever you want. So this is how it works. all inbound, everything, your domain name, everything's used and maintained. The only difference is what server is actually sending that email out, which is not relative to the domain name or the incoming email domain and incoming mail at all. Thank you, and I hope this clarifies this. Have a great day.